Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Formula Racing TV. Welcome back to Assetto Corsa Competizione. Race week number 4 of the season 23 action here is coming to an end because it is Sunday. And of course, as always, it is time for Super Sprint Sunday action here at the Nurburgring. Pro and Silver drivers already busy on track on the free practice before the one-shot qualifying session. And we're here for round number 4 of the series of all our series on Assetto Corsa Competizione console version. So the cars are the same, the drivers are the same, the track is different, but the spectacle, the show, the intensity of the racing on track and also offline on the chat will be always intense as ever before. I'm Andrea Mattavelli and I welcome you back once again on the nearings of the Eiffel Forest, the Green Forest, because now we're into round 4 and we're at Nurburgring. I hope you all will enjoy this streaming, you will enjoy this evening of racing. And of course, Andrea Marcella now rejoining the track with his typical Porsche Motorsport livery of the 992 GT3. He's leading the free practice ahead of his main rival, which is currently leader in the championship, only because Marcella is still eligible as a reserve. Jared Bermuda, who can lead after 2 victories and 5 podiums in the opening 3 rounds of the championship. So Bermuda is first. Then it's Mir Ismail Rashidov, the Russian, and Brandon Glover from the United Kingdom, second and third in the Ford Mustang. Rashidov for now is really far, but he's not set a competitive lap time yet, so he's already preparing, I believe, for what I believe it's a one-lap shot qualifying action, but he already messed up at the last corner. He almost went straight to the pit lane again. He avoids any possible major accident, but is forced to take it into the pits. Not the best impression if you want to prepare for the one-shot qualifying. That will have others like Jack Prentice, who's 4th in the championship, Alan Sharp 5th, Colin Godfrey 6th, Tim Donaldson, Toyeb Ola, Josh Krager, Buzz Apostle 2nd place last time out at Alton Park. And then we have some new faces, ladies and gentlemen, one of which it's Omar El Fidawi, the Italian Marroquin from Morocco, also both Italy and Morocco representing in the Mercedes number 1998, who currently sits in 5th place between the 2 McLarens of Martinez and Mattiaghi. Then it's a Bulgarian Popov ahead of Buzz, Glover, Ola. For now, rounding up the top 10 in the Lexus, as we're now in the final stages of free practice. The checker flag falls out. Jack Prentice is P13 in the BMW, while the Ferrari of John Goody is a P14, but he won last time out race 2 at Alton Park. Then all of the other drivers are completing their final laps, their final preparations. Reminder that now there will be a 10-minute qualification session, one-shot qualifying. It means the drivers in the window of 10 minutes have to enter the track only one time and set only one flying lap. A second or a third one won't be allowed and will result in penalty. So the tension is already rising between this contestant, these racers, as we prepare ourselves for the first act of today's event, which will be the 20 minutes Tiger Sprint. Of course, the creativity, always on point for all Formula Racing League staff who dedicate this Super Sprint Sunday Championship to you drivers. And now these drivers are ready to unleash their horsepower and everything else, because it is time for qualifying. The green light is out. And the drivers are starting to roar the engines. We see some of the drivers already exited the pit lane with the objective to set the fastest lap time as fast as possible. Yannick Vermeulen, one of the drivers who's exited now the pit lane, alongside the Hughes, Mir Ismail Rashidov, who will be the first to set a lap time in the golden Ford Mustang number 911. Just a reminder of the championship standing. Vermeulen leads with 158 points. 11 points behind we found Ismail Rashidov. Then with 145, Glover 143, Prentice 141, Schappe 140, Colin Goffrey, talking within the pro class. Adrian Marcella is P14, is not a reserve anymore, so still fighting, but he has a lot of work to do if he wants to climb up the rankings. For now, it's P14 with 103 points after missing out to not participating in round 1. While in silver, Algie the Squirrel is leading with 151 points, while Gordon Brown in second with 149. The other Popov, Alexander Fuchs, Gareth Harvey, Richard Gilbert, Greg Wood, and Lane Culpiter, all really crammed up to each other. So it is competitive as it will ever be. Meanwhile, Rashidov starter is only flying up of the session. He will be followed by all of the others behind him, including Yannick Vermeulen. As you can see also on the sky, there are some clouds surrounding the circuit. Finally, some clouds arriving in Europe after the major heat wave of the last few weeks. And the period was really hard and complicated for all of us, especially to one who were living in Britain or France or Spain or even Italy in some parts of the country. But nevertheless, now we should arrive at the end of this heat wave and a progressive, we hope, end of the summer in the following weeks. Even though the temperatures are not so high for the period, 25 degree the track temperature, no, the air temperature, sorry, 31 the track. So it would be all in range considering the summer season. Ismail Rashidov now out of the final corner to set the first lap time. It is a 154.2. Good job, Rashidov. Hughes is 4 times away. Good day starts now. Jack Prentice in the green and pink BMW. Now into the last chicane, turn 15, turn 14. Vermeulen only 72,000 of a second behind Rashidov, who stays for now first. Wood is fourth now. He's been overtaken by Lamming, the way to Prentice. Now he takes fourth place. Last between the pro drivers for now. Tim Donaldson, the American with a German livery, is fourth now. Colin Godfrey is 5th in the McLaren. And Alexander Fuchs, a great lap by the German on the Audi, is 5th now. Richard Gierman, also silver tier, is finishing the lap in the Ferrari. Richard Gierman is 7 between Godfrey and Prentice. Now, one of the other Ford Mustang overtaker, the Norwegian driver, in the Mustang number 77. Out of the kind of corner, overtaker, really pushing, trying to take every mirror to his advantage, overtaker, and he's good enough to 7th place for now. Alfie Darby, however, sets a reasonable 7 times faster, so really good job now. Now it's D'Amica in the Porsche, while another driver has settled a fast lap time. I believe it's Mattiaghi in 8th. Andrea goes fastest, 153.9. No surprise at all from the Italian driver in the Porsche. Let's see now. D'Amica is 5th fastest, just with the exact same time as Hughes, at a 1,000th of a second. Let's see up next who we are. Let's head back to Serafino Gerbino, always racing with the all-reliable Ferrari 488. And back him we have a BMW, who I believe it is Dave Colpitz. So 3 drivers in the silver category, driving to set the fastest lap time possible. Where will Serafino Gerbino stop the clock? He's riding on the edge of the 488. Serafino Gerbino out of the final corner. Let's see where he will end up. Can he avoid last place? Maybe he started his lap time now, as well as Dave Colpitz. So let's head to Vasa Pospisil on the podium last time out. Let's see if he can replicate with a good performance here on the race number 2. Vasa Pospisil, turn 14, turn 15, the chicane. Now turn 16. Vasa Pospisil. Good exit of the corner. Let's see where he will end up. Vasa Pospisil. He also starts this lap now. No luck for me at all. Like at all. Petro Posto, let's see if he will get a good lap. Turn 14, 15 chicane for the Czech Republic driver now into the Coca-Cola curve. Petro Postel. Well, I believe Handley set up the 90th fastest lap time possible, now launches himself also. It's like none of them want actually to set a valid lap time. That's incredible. Now let's see, well, maybe Gierman. Yes, Gierman, who's actually 50 fastest as Squirrel, 16 now. It is I'm losing some. Serafino Gerbino, P24, behind left Colpitz, ahead of Wood. Possibly now. And we have 40 seconds remaining in the qualifying session. And look at the possibility, pushing at the limit, almost losing it at turn 15, going over the curbs in the Audi. Vasa Pospisil now into the line. Where he ends up P17 ahead of John Goody. So it's a good reference. We got Gordon Brown, P7. Good luck for Gordon Brown. He's the highest ranked on the silver drivers, and he proceeds to end the defection by slamming it into the barriers. It's checker flat time. Let's see if there are any drivers who are likely to settle up time ahead and now. Let's see where he ends up. It's a good lap, P15, not bad at all. Petra Postel. Let's see where he ends up with the Ferrari. Petra Postel, number 57, where he ends up. And he ends up P28, and that's also the last lap that this qualifying will allow, because the results are official. We have Adam P15, Postel P28. Reiching, Zino, Sharpie, and Oda did not manage to score a single lap time, so they will start from behind. But concerning the ones who are actually the top contenders, Andrea Marcella will start race 1, the 20-minute tackle sprint, in pole position with 225 thousandths of a second advantage over Martinez. One of the surprises, I'll say, of this qualifying session, considering he's usually really behind. Martinez is also a figure on debut. So Marcella first, Martinez completely the front row, then Rashidov, Evermullen, the top two drivers are in the championship standings, starting from the second row, then Hughes, D'Amica, Glover Donaldson, and row fifth, the two highest silver drivers, Gordon Brown and Alexander Fuchs. Then all of the others with a good qualifying, also with El Fidawi, P11 ahead of Matiaghi, overtake Godfrey and Eden, a good result also by him, considering his usual performances. Then Baz, Square, Guillermo Tucker, possibly around up the top 20 ahead of Goudet. And then all the others we have a pop of Prentice, Lamy, Handley, Clayton, Postel, Colpitz, Gerbino, and Wood. And that's our qualifying order for race number 1, who will start very shortly, will involve 20 minutes of pure racing action, no strategy, no pit stop whatsoever, no time management. It will be straight, flat out, and pedal to the metal from start to finish. So we'll get a little break, and then we'll head back to the grid for the starting procedures of race 1 here at Nurburgring. And we're back on the starting grid, ladies and gentlemen, for race number 1 here at the Run for Nurburgring Super Sprint Sunday. And there are some thunderstorms now near my home. It's raining, but the Nurburgring for now, it's only clouds, some dark ones, but no signs of rain whatsoever. It will be a dry race for our contestants, as we'll see who will take the checker flag first and take race victory here in the 20-meter tacker sprint. And Andrea Marcello will start from pole position alongside Martinez, who will start from the front row. Then Ismail Rashidov, Jan Vermeulen. Watch out for the second row, because these are the two drivers leading the championship. The South African ahead of the Russian. So really take good care, take a good look at them, because this could be very interesting, very spicy for those championship fights. Then, of course, we also have to see the silver drivers. Gordon Brown will start ahead of everyone in the silver category. So it is a really good performance by him. Let's see if he will replicate with a class victory here. Race 1 is 20 minutes, and we have to presumably just have to face the opposition from Alexander Fuchs in the Audi. But of course, all the eyes now are on Andrea Marcella, Martinez, and the top dogs, who will start first on this short starting procedure, short formation lap. They will start before turn 14, and then we'll leave it. We will lead up right into turn 16, and then the main straight. Not a lot of time to warm up tires or brakes, but these drivers have to get prepared, because turn 1 and 30 are tricky, especially on the start, because you don't want to have your tires or brake cold, otherwise you risk a contact and an accident. Not if you are front and you start getting well. Andrea Marcella on the right, Martinez on the left, and we are go for race 1 here on Nurburgring, and it's a good start for Andrea Marcella. An even better start maybe for Martinez, who will aim to challenge Marcella for the lead. In turn number 1, let's see, will break later. It's Marcella with a late break. Martinez also with a good launch. But Martinez being shut the door by Marcella, and so Andrea will keep the race lead. Andrea Marcella first, Martinez second, Rashidov hold on third, ahead of the championship rival Yannick Vermeulen. Then it's Jake Hughes, D'Amica, and all of the others. Let's see if there is something. Oh, maybe some crash and turn number 4 Mercedes. It's Elfidawi who was sent spinning in the Mercedes. What a shame by the rookie. That's what could happen in these corners, because the space is so tight, and there's always some risk of some spins and some contacts. But for now, it's all good for Andrea Marcella, and also Martinez, who manages to hold on second place. The Rashidov, Vermeulen, Hughes, Donaldson, Glover, D'Amica, Matteaggi, Brown in P10, who manages to stay ahead of Rampage, Alexander Fuchs, then Colin Godfrey, Buzzer, Eden, Gierman, Harvey, Prentice overtakes Squirrel and Handley. Squirrel's a little bit far behind, but he's already trying to make some moves. One on overtaker, but overtaker is already on the move on the outside. Turn 10 on Prentice, who will try with the outside, but it is Handley who will try to have the best on Squirrel. They're side by side, already heavy fighting, neck to neck in the back markers. It is Squirrel, the leading driver in the GT4 in the silver standings. Sorry, but he's been overtaken by Handley, and now you will see Buzzer Possible right beside him. Already a pit stop by Hughes. Don't know what happened there. There was no mandatory pit stop, so some problems, heavy problems I believe, from Hughes. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. Marcelo now trying to escape from Martinez, and the Spaniard will be left holding, defending on Rashidov and Vermeulen. Meanwhile, the 5th place, Tom Donaldson overtook Brandon Glover, so he's up into 5th place. D'Amica, Matteaggi, Brown, Fuchs, Godfrey, and all of the others. Look at this now. Vermeulen trying also now to gain on Rashidov, as the Russian is also trying to close the gap on Martinez. Yanni Vermeulen, who seems to be the closest to Rashidov, he tries from the inside to the outside. He's doing some disturbance move to try to get a trap for Rashidov, and that will take all the advantage to Rashidov. No, I mean to Martinez, sorry, because Martinez now is gaining on the pair of drivers heavily involved in the championship. And you can see how Vermeulen really have some confidence in the braking and in the corners, really gaining on this aspect, but then the straights come, Rashidov can unleash all the horsepower of the Mustang. And you can see the gap extending, doubling the better how was to call it before. Glover on Donaldson. Donaldson is being forced to cut the turn 15. Also the Mika from behind. Glover tries on the Coca-Cola curve on Donaldson. Heavy fighting from these two heavyweights. Glover managed to overtake Donaldson and take 5th place. What a great battle between the American and the Britman, with the British one now gaining a 5th place, but Donaldson will try again on the outside of turn 1, and it's a bold move by Donaldson. Let's see if he will stick it out after the Castro S to the turn 2, and Donaldson is still on the inside. Glover still resisting in the Mercedes Arena. Let's hope there are no contacts. They're still fighting. They're still neck to neck. What a fight between Glover and Donaldson. And eventually it's Glover who manages to stay ahead of the American. What a fight between Glover and Donaldson. And watch out, because now the Mika wants to join the party, and Mattiaggi as well. It's incredible the level of these drivers, because they went side by side for about 5 corners, and they didn't manage to touch a single time. Now Glover will try to gain some advantage on Donaldson, as Donaldson left to defend on the Mika. Meanwhile, up ahead, it is the same old story. Vermeulen pursuing Rashidov for 3rd place, and ahead of them Martinez having now some troubles to keep up with Marsala alien race pace. And change of lead in the silver category, because Alexander Fuchs managed to overtake Gordon Brown. We did not see that, we were too busy watching Glover versus Donaldson clash, and so Alexander Fuchs takes a P9 and the lead in the silver category. And watch out, because Fuchs will try also, it's showing us he can also almost try on Mattiaggi. It could be a good prospect back for the German, for the Audi driver. And Donaldson on the pit stop. What happened to Donaldson? Another pit stop? Was he having like a drive-through penalty that I didn't know about it? And yes, it is a drive-through penalty for Donaldson. And it was so it means that was a drive-through penalty, and that's a shame for Donaldson, who's now rejoined back behind, I believe it's Lino. It's Lino's, yes. Really far behind. We're back for now to see the midfield pack. And after Gordon Brown left the lead to Alexander Fuchs. He's now fighting with Mazda, while behind it we'll see an overtaker. However, he lost it to overtaker. The overtake is now up to 40th place. But Brown is having a problem now with Basil and Godfrey behind him. Reminder that Brown is fighting with Basil for 2nd place, and with a moment he's off into the track, and he's lost it, and he collected overtake, and he almost could be collected by apprentice. Disaster for Eden and also for Overtaker, who are now stopped in the middle of the track, waiting to make any moves because they don't want to risk any major accident. That is incredible. A mistake that cost dearly for both Eden and Overtaker, are now down to P29 and P30. Meanwhile, up ahead, Mirisbail Rashidov has extended the advantage of Yanni Vermeulen and will now try, maybe in the last 10 minutes of the race, to mount a charge of Martinez for second place, leaving Andromeda for now a solitary first with over 2.8 seconds of advantage. And Yanni Vermeulen really far behind. Rashidov will try on turn 14, almost Rashidov is trying to make a move, to try to force him into a mistake, but Martinez will now resist, and he's still second. Nothing to do for Rashidov as we enter now the mean point of the race. Almost 10 minutes went by like a flash. 10 minutes yet to remain in this already chaotic and really intense race weather action here at Nurburgring. We are Dramassara leading, but Martinez and Rashidov are fighting for second place with the Spaniard rookie in the McLaren ahead of the Russian on the first Mustang. And we say let's say it's a little bit time, and so we go on board with a Ford Mustang, if we'll allow. Yes, it is. Now on board with Mirisbail Rashidov, who's hunting down Martinez for second place. And you can see the pursuit of Rashidov, who's trying every possible move to fend off the defense of Martinez. But for now, Martinez defending really well. Rashidov will try with a dive bomb at turn 4, the Mercedes Arena. And he's trying to cut Martinez off surprise. But Martinez holds really well, but this fight is doing some advantage also to Yanni Vermeulen, who's now really gained a lot. And Martinez with really heavy braking to keep Rashidov at bay. And look at Yanni Vermeulen. Look at Yanni Vermeulen, who gained a lot of time on the two following their battle. That's really great to see, because Martinez, even though it's the first racer of the season, is not giving up easily on Rashidov. And Vermeulen can see the chance to try put pressure on Rashidov, to try to extend his championship lead on the Russian. So Rashidov is forced to either make a move on Martinez as soon as possible or try to leave him ahead and start defending on Vermeulen. Let's see now, Rashidov will try on the attack as we now approach turn 14. He goes on the outside, but he's got better top speed. Let's see, Rashidov can hold it. Can see, no, nothing yet. And Rashidov still staying behind. And there's no room to try and overtake on Martinez. Martinez is like stuck behind the trade of the McLaren, and now is risking to lose his position because Jari Vermeulen has taken a lot of improvement. Rashidov will dive on turn 1 and contact between Rashidov and Martinez. It's been a bold move, really aggressive move by Rashidov, but he manages to get it done, and so he takes the second place out of the hands from Martinez. That's what he needed to do. And now Martinez having some trouble because now we see another heavy contender behind him. It's Vermeulen, who exited really faster than him in the Mercedes arena, and so Vermeulen manages to get it done. It's an easier overtake respect to Rashidov, but still the job done. And so now Vermeulen is up into the podium place in third place. That's experience valuable that Martinez will gain after fighting with Rashidov and Vermeulen. One with a not so gracious overtake, but one that is really effective and that allows it to finally take the position at the wire and prepared after watching the battle lap after lap after lap. Meanwhile, Colin Godfrey manages to climb up to the top 10 after overtaking Butler. So the McLaren driver now has enabled Gordon Brown, who's still P9, second in the silver class. And behind him we'll see if there is some overtake opportunities, maybe between Jack Prentice, Ola and Popov, who are really close to each other. Jack Prentice in country P13, not a good performance so far by the man who is fourth in the championship and knows that he needs better performances if he wants to stay in the championship round right now. Ola will try on the outside turn 14, but Prentice closes the door. Ola will try again on the exit of turn 14, but he has to be careful because Popov is really behind, and so there's not enough room for an overtake without making yourself vulnerable. Another lap where Prentice try already to close on the inside. Ola will take all the same time and try on the outside. Turn 1 will break the latest. It is Ola against Prentice. Prentice manages to hold on. He tries to switch a route. He tries to switch back. And Ola with a great overtake to take a 13th place out of the hands of Jack Prentice. What a move by the Lexus driver. So Jack Prentice loses another couple of points. Not the best race one so far by Jack. And now you have to watch back on Popov and Tucker. We're not too far behind. Meanwhile, up ahead, Matteo D'Amica has managed to close the gap on Brandon Glover. And so it's the fight for the last spot in the top 5 of race 1. Glover and D'Amica. We're fighting on the clock. Also watch out behind from Mattiaki and Fuchs, who could scramble for P7. 3 minutes left on the clock. Andrea Bassella is now in the final corner. So we now pass the line and begin the first of the 2 final laps, which will be inevitable considering the time required to do a lap here at the Nurburgring Grand Prix track layout. Glover and D'Amica. D'Amica really closing and not really. It is not really fast, but Glover having some moments while Butler is forced to take into the pit lane. A problem for Basler. or it is like a drive-through number for previous penalty that I did not attend. I believe it is a drive-through penalty for Bowser. Yes, it is. Straight back into the track, behind the hospital, behind the top of. Now, watch out, it is just ahead of Eden, with currently P27. And so Bowser rejoins on P26. Meanwhile, D'Amica still pursuing Glover for 5th place. It is an intense fight between the Britishman, in the American car, and the Italian man in the German car. But not so many opportunities, not so many windows, and D'Amica almost lost it. Almost lost it in turn number 10. Turn 11, the Cubo curve. Not what a chance for Glover, who's now improving over 1 second of advantage on D'Amica. Well, Marcella started the final lap of this 20-minute Taka sprint. And so Marcella will put another victory in the bag, the second of the season. But as this will aim for his objective to fight for the championship. Even though he missed the first round, even though he was considered a reserve till the second round, Marcella is now doing it again. And if he does not commit a mistake, he will claim another victory in the back, while Bermuda is not giving up on Rashidov. We try one final attack maybe on the Russia to try to take second place. These are the two men leading the championship. With Bermuda, who will, let's see if he will try everything to get past the Rashidov. He will get comfortable and take third place, who will allow still to get a lot amount of points to the table. Bermuda has in mind to try at least one final overtake, while behind it we see yellow flag. It is Goudet. No, it is not Goudet. It is another car. It is El Fidawi. Another speed for El Fidawi. Held up debut for him. Bermuda is not anywhere closer to try to tackle Rashidov. Meanwhile, Dramasella, all by himself, cut the checkered flag and takes race victory in race number 1 here at the Nurburgring. Spectacular fashion, as always, for Dramasella, who claims the top spot on the podium ahead of Miris by Rashidov and the Yannick Bermuda, who will finish second and third. Then Martinez in fourth, Glover in fifth ahead of D'Amica. Then Matteaghi rounds up in seventh ahead of Fuchs and Godfrey. Good race by Alexander Fuchs, the winner in the silver category. 8th place overall. Great job by the German driver. Also Golden Brown, good job. Top 10 in second place between the silver drivers. Class podium that is rounded up by Gareth Harvey. Then it's Ola, Prentice, Popov, Tucker, Schaper, Colpitz, Reichings, Lameng, Squiggled. Good day. Gilbert, Clayton. Then Basel, Adel, Elfidawi finishes the P26. Overtaker, Hughes, Handy, Wood. Then Serafino Gerbino will be the last one to see the checker flag, because I believe Lino, it is no, Lino will be the last one. Serafino Gerbino finishes the P31, Donaldson finishes P33. Possibly will finish lapped, so I believe possibly will not be allowed to start at the front of the pack, as well as Donaldson and I feel also Lino. Lino see the checker flag, and that's the end of procedures here. Race 1 at Nurburgring, and it is Andrea Marcella at top with a race victory, a commanding race victory. Pole position is by Rashidov. Manages to finish ahead of leader Yannick Vermeulen in second place. to take a good amount of points. Martinez in 4th, Glover in 5th, D'Amica in 6th. Then Mattiaghi will claim P7 ahead of the silver race winner, Alexander Fuchs in the Audi. Then Colin Goffrey, the McLaren, is the 9th. Gordon Brown, the Lamborghini, is 10th ahead of Gareth Harvey, who rounds up the podium in the silver category. Then Jack Prent is only P30. He needs to do better if he wants to stay in the championship train. Then Popov, Tucker, Sharpe, Dave Colpitz, Rook Racings, Nico Lamming, Asquirrel, only P20. Bad day, bad races so far for the silver championship leader. Then Goudet, German, Clayton, Buzzer, Edet, El Fidawi, overtaker Hughes, Hanley, Wood, Gerbino, Lindo. And then one lap down, we found Donaldson and Pospisil. Don't know if they will start front. I believe that they will be required to start from the back of the grid. Alongside Pospisil, who unfortunately is our only non-classified in the time after 3 laps. And that's been a great first race, a great appetizer for what will be the main event, of course. Race 2, the one with double the distance, double the motion. It will be the 40-minute Kalugin Waltz. It will be a waltz of dancing cars through the Nurburgring corners and with the backing view of the Eiffel Forest, which will be incredible and will be exciting to watch, especially with all the reverse grid procedures. So now I'm required, as always, procedure to leave the server and to leave the server, of course, and so let the FRL admins work on the server to set up the reverse grid, restart the server, and so we'll be back at the Nurburgring for a small free practice. Will be considered as a warm-up session, and then will be the start of race 2 that will end the program of race week 4 of round 4 of our Assetto Corsa Competizione season 24. So a little break again, but stay tuned because in a couple of minutes we'll be back at Nurburgring for race number 2. Stay tuned, guys.
line, give it all you can.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Nurburgring track. A 10-minute free practice warm-up. We were waiting for us before the start of Proceedings in race number 2. So, a few drivers now are on the track for doing the last adjustment, doing the last tweaks to the setup, to the driving style, before preparing for what promises to be an exciting race 2. Reminder will be the 40-minute Calgin Waltz. Of course, we all be waiting to see how the top drivers will be capable of grabbing back the order, especially drivers who are capable race winners and contenders in the championship like Vermeulen, Rashidov, and Andre Marcel, of course. Marcel, who took his second race victory of the Super Sprint Sunday season here at Race 1 Nurburgring. And we'll have to see what will happen now. Meanwhile, for the drivers who will have to start behind, I have high expectation of El Fidawi because not only because he's one of my teammates at Virtual Pro Racing, so I raced against him at a few races, but because I know he's very consistent, he's very progressive, he grows really fast, and he learns about racing at the highest level. So I will keep an eye on the watch on him, alongside, of course, all the other capable drivers who will be starting ahead for race number 2. We just had to wait a little bit to see who will be at front of the grid. Just to see and what happened. And the server gone down. The server's gone down. I hope it is this server session issues, Chris Gemman said, and bear with us. That's a good advice, Chris, my friend. And 2 minutes just to step it up. That's GPT portal, GP portal. That's I mean, I was aiming Chat GPT because, but for how reliable the quality in the server are, it is quite a reasonable catch, no? Don't you think? So will we be waiting a couple of minutes, hopefully, before heading back to the Nurburgring. Reminder, Nurburgring will end today, this race week, then next time we'll be heading back next week at Zandvoort on the Netherlands, where next weekend Formula 1 will start with the Dutch Grand Prix. The last one for quite a bit because it will exit the calendar. It will have a formal sprint. And so bye-bye Dutch, at least for now. But server are up again, I see from the chat. Server sorted a backup. Thank you, Chris. Hopefully this will be the good one. And let's see.
Green line, give it all you got.
Okay, free practice, and then what? Other issues, because it says again, quality 40 minutes, not the race 40 minutes. That's, I mean, that's incredible. Someone joked about a multi-shot quality and, yeah. That's I mean, this says 40 minutes qualifying. Unless something's wrong with my motor later, but I believe it will put down the server in any moment. Yeah, I got the gear set the wrong session. Yeah, we all understand that there's a little bit of free practice again for all of the drivers. At least until it decides to put it down to. It happens, Gordon. It happens to the best of us on human error. Nothing to be ashamed of. Yep, and well, we are still seeing cars on track, but I'm waiting for the server reset. Because otherwise, what's the point? Unless they want to experiment like a qualifying race in Monaco. So we are waiting. There's nothing on my side I can do. Yep. No, not yet. This practice is still standing, like. Okay, do we have the... Yeah, server down, that's what... And now we'll wait again. So again, nothing I can do. I'm just streaming. It is yeah. Sorry for the silence treatment, but we're still waiting for the green light from Brown and our admins. So Jeep Portal is acting up. Are we really surprised, gentlemen? Yeah. Yeah. What is the news with Jeep Portal? So seems like the server is up and running again. Let's hope this time it is the right one.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Yes, please. So we're back on track. This time we hope for good. But everything now it's all fixed. Hopefully. So we have only a few minutes, few seconds before start of race 2. Yeah, the Discord chat is getting really wide on the Sprint Sunday group. So, reminder that if you want to join us, if you want to race with us, you have to subscribe to our Discord, to the Discord server. So, just click the link in the description for the sim grid, but also for the Discord. Also follow us on our Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you really like our work, of course, support us on our Patreon. It really means a lot of us because we can help you provide a lot more streaming, a lot more content, and it helps us. It helps us really much, so it would be appreciated if you continue to support us. Thank you again. Now let's do a little bit rolling with all the cars on the track as we are now moments away until we're all back on the grid for race 2. Only 20 seconds left. This checker flag now, so it means that we'll all be waiting for the last one to get off the track. So take the checker flag, and then we'll be heading straight to the grid. I'm almost talking like the waffle, like the waffle content creator. Where I don't know if you know it, but I started following this with waffles and doubles it on the waffler to try different like chips, cakes, take everything, the sketch phrase like will the waffle or will the waffle be awful or like send it straight to the grid, stamp it. Don't know if you manage, but it lets me chuckle a little bit with some experiments were really like out of this world, let's say. We all have our race, we all have our... And there we go, we are back on the grid. And so we see now the grid with Postel, who will take a reverse pole ahead of Vaza, Pops, Tim Donaldson. So Tim Donaldson also is one definitely to watch. Then is Marcolino, Serafino, Gerbino, Wood, Hander, Hughes overtaking Elfidawa in P10. Then Eden, Basil, Clayton, Gilman, Uday, Squirrel, Lamming, Writings, Colpets, Sharpie, Tucker, Popov, Prentice in P23, Ola, Harvey, Brown, Godfrey, Fuchs, Mattiaghi, Davica, Dover, Martinez, Verbuda in P23, Rashto in P34, last on the grid, Andrea Massella, who will see everyone else ahead of him. And he will be tasked with a really difficult mission to make a comeback from that lost. So, if you're still watching, if you're still following us, Andrea Massella now with looking really confident for the race. Who do you think can win this race? Who do you think will manage to come on top of this exhausting 40-minute Galogin waltz? I have a sensation that will be Tim Donaldson on the top of the podium. I have this feeling. It will either be him or El Fidawi. What about you? Do you have any prediction to share? Come on, don't be shy. Let's make the chat more active, fellas.
Seconds.
You know, the 30 seconds mark, so we're almost ready to go.
20 seconds.
So let's hope this time that we'll race clearly, no mistakes, no crashes, nothing to Foster. And Zeno will start from the pit lane. He was supposed to take a ball grid, but that will maybe be of help to Serafino Giardino, who will be now fourth on the Ferrari 488. And now you see all this lineup of cars ready to take action here, to start procedure here at the Nurburgring. It is race 2 in Germany. We have Peter Postel on reverse pole position ahead of Pospisil and Donaldson, and then all the others. The sky is open up, the engines are revving up again as we're entering now the main straight and we're waiting for the green flag. Race 2 gets underway and we see Postel ahead with Pospisil having a brilliant start. Let's see if Pospisil can claim the top step, but watch out also for Donaldson, who managed to take 2 for 1 almost. Can he make it? There are 3 wide. Postel popping in Donaldson, and Postel tries to keep the lead, but Donaldson now has the inside and takes the lead. Great stuff by Team Donaldson, who now leads ahead of Billy Pospisil. Yes, it is Pospisil. Then Postel the third, with Iwasino, who's falling behind Glover with some problems, while Postel is now having some problems because now he's been attacked by Wood, and I believe Handley. Great start also by him. Handley will try on the inside of Wood, and behind him we see overtaken and Fidawi trying to make us some placement already. Handley and Wood into the hairpin. And they, oh, and what happened? It is the Ferrari of Basel who went straight into someone. Don't know if there was contact or not, but it was still a big moment there. Good ahead of Handley, then overtaken. Then I believe Basel, and contact between the two Fords, and the overtaker almost lost it. He's now falling behind. Colin Godfrey now almost putting his McLaren ahead, while Hughes is behind Fidawi, who scoutly managed to climb up to 7th place. No, it's 6th now, and Fidawi. And of course it's already Kels, but look at Marcella, he already climbed up to P16, and Bermuda did better, he's already up to 13th place, and behind Jack Prentice. We'll see if Bermuda will be able to fend off the Prentice train, I would say, joking on this Truly train. And Bermuda on the inside, turn 1 on Jack, can he manage to squeeze past? Yes he can. And so he's up to P12, while Marcella is stuck behind Giardino, and Richix overtaking the Italian man on the 488. And so Marcella, it's now his time to try and move on Giardino, and he goes to the inside of Mercedes Arena. Giardino goes a little bit wide, he does not want to take any risk whatsoever, and so Marcella moves up into the top 15, while right now Giardino is losing also to Fuchs and Amica as well. But it's all working out brilliantly so far in ahead for Team Dorson, who is a 1 second advantage over Buzzer Postel, or better Postel, even after the difficult start, and still be able to defend the third place ahead of who they had. So not bad of a start also for the Czech Republic driver. But we have to see what will happen. Especially when we have Marcella and all the fellas behind. Marcella now is overtaking Ratchings, while Vermeulen advances to get past Ola. Not quite. Vermeulen is still behind Ola. Watch out, because Marcella is coming really fast, like a shark, ready to attack. He's not expecting Andrea Marcella on the slipstream, on Jerry Vermeulen. Meanwhile behind, they're still fighting very hard. No problems so far out as they exit the Coca-Cola curve. There will be again Jerry Vermeulen trying to take slipstream on Ola, but it will be Ola to take slipstream on Jack Prentice, and will try on the outside of the Ipswich Town boy. Tries with the switcheroo. Can he make it? He has a better exit than expected to the BMW, but the BMW driver has the advantage on the inside line. They're still neck to neck at turn 2 and turn 3. And look at Vermeulen trying to take a 2.1 with the fake move on the inside. Again, Ole Prentice really fighting out really hard, but Prentice holds on really well. Now Vermeulen is up to the inside of Ola, and Marcella tries again to join the party. And it is a fight, and Ola stays ahead of Vermeulen, and Marcella stays behind Gerrit, and D'Amica is joining the party as well. What a big fight already in the midfield part with the big guys, Vermeulen and Marcella. Trying a contact between Ola and Prentice. Ola goes wide, and that will leave Vermeulen and Marcella the room to take P10 and P11. And now they will both try to attack Jack Prentice. He currently holds the last position on the top 10. And look at Andrea Marcella now trying to attack Jerry Vermeulen. We see Andrea Marcella on the absolute. We see Vermeulen before trying to attack Rashidov, but failing to do so. Now we see, I feel we see, trying to defend from our really incredible and focused Prentice, who's trying his best to take his place, while Colin Godfrey up ahead is moving on handling, and then Fidawi manages to climb up to 5th place. You see Fidawi in the Mercedes getting on the slipstream of Buda in the Lamborghini. We try on the outside of turn 1. Can Fidawi make it? No contact whatsoever. A good overtake by Fidawi, who managed to climb up to P5 and overtake and take the opportunity to move ahead of Wood as well. Great job by them, while Vermeulen and Marcella are still stuck behind Prentice. Vermeulen will have time over the last moment, turn 3, but Prentice still ahead, still holding what he calls the truly train, but really it is at this point we have to trademark the Prentice train. I mean, Jack Prentice train could trademark, because Luke is not any much a holder on the train whatsoever. So, sorry Jack, but you're really fighting really hard today for a good result. And I think I understand the song. While Vermeulen and Marcella are yet to find a way to try to overtake you. Godfrey still trying a way to pass Hanley for 8th place, while Vermeulen, can he try maybe turn 11 at the Kumo curve, tries on the outside. Prentice breaks late and goes a little bit wide. Can Vermeulen try to find a new line? Not yet. So he stays behind, and now he has to watch out for Andrea Marcella behind, because he will certainly take that city. He will certainly take an opportunity at turn 14, maybe on the outside. Not yet. This is really intense action with Preti, Vermeulen, Marcel, D'Amica, all rounded up in just 1 second and a half, maybe 2 seconds to say the least. It's incredible. Even 1 second, if I say so. Vermeulen again, taking all steps in for Preti. Stay on the outside, turn 1. Can he make it this time? It's a big late march from the South African who almost goes wide, but this time he will have the inside to complete the move. Yes, he can. And Andrea Marcello saying thank you very much. I will take the position as well. So great moves by both Vermeulen and Marcella, who manages to take Preti's out and move up to P9 and P10. And now Preti's is also at the attack from Matteo D'Amica in the other Porsche. Great moves by Vermeulen, a great opportunistic behavior by Andrea Marcella, who will aim to stay as close as possible on Gary Vermeulen as they continue their comeback from the last place on the grid, while Omer Fidawi managed to overtake another car and move up into 4th place, setting the fastest lap time of the race so far. We have to see what it is. It is 150.4, while Posto did a 150.6, Posto up ahead 150.6, so he gained 2 tenths of Donaldson, who has now to really gain as much advantage as possible, while Buda has lost it in a curve contact between Fuchs and Richings. Richings staying on track, Fuchs staying behind the Bentley driver, and you have to watch out because Gordon Brown is hungry to revenge and is flashing. Don't know what happened between them, but it seems like Gordon Brown is out for revenge. He wants to attack the Audi driver. I mean, what the Audi wants to get past the Bentley. Immense pressure from Fuchs because he sees 2 Huracanes behind him. One of Gordon Brown, one of Adam Shopping, who's a pro driver. And Fuchs cannot do anything now to budge Ratchet to make a move. Let's see if we make a dive bomb into turn 1. He tries 1. There's no room. He has to bail out at the last second. But now we'll have a better exit from turn 2. He goes a little bit wide. He tries to conserve the speed, but it's not enough. He tries on the turn 3 with a move on the outside, but Ratchings covering that really well, but he goes wide. Contact between Fuchs and Ratchings, and Fuchs manages to overtake. Another contact, and bam! Fuchs into the barriers. While Ratchings had to slow down and go to Brown, saying thank you very much, and take the position of both Ratchings and Fuchs. What has happened there? And a mistake by Fidawi. What happened to Fidawi? He lost it. He was 4th, and now he's fallen down to 8th. Behind also Vermeulen and Marcella, who have reached Hadley and Goffrey. Goffrey cannot do anything now for overtaking Hadley, and now he's a sitting duck to Vermeulen, and Marcella arrive. Vermeulen trying already. Really aggressive behavior so far by the South African, who's trying to overtake the driver ahead in every way possible, even if it's not the same. It's a reminder that we're talking to the championship leader, Gary Vermeulen, while Ismail Rashidov, you can see he's only P12, busy with D'Amica, still behind him for P11. But Vermeulen is a position of advantage in the standings, so he's not really forced to really be aggressive and risk his incolumitity on the track. But he he does not care. But look out for Marcelo, who tries on the outside of turn 1. Take advantage also for Goffrey. Contact between Vermeulen and Marcella. But Marcella now is the inside lap and overtake completely. Marcella manages to take position. Vermeulen tries to fight back again, but Marcella is really eager, really visionary to block, to put a rampage on this dog, and so Marcella overtook Marcella and to take 6th place. That is not what Vermeulen had in mind. I think that's all the consequence of aggressive behavior to try every possible move on Godfrey. And so you make yourself vulnerable to Andrea Marcella, who now will take the place in the attacker role against Godfrey and Hadley. And now Marcel, look how close it is to Godfrey again. Move could already happen, turn 11, he moved up to the outside. Godfrey, make him move to the outside. He's forced to make it wide. Bermuda almost tries again another counter-attack, but to no avail. Godfrey stays ahead of the two top contenders of the championship. Watch out, because Godfrey is almost like backing up on Marcella, and Marcella's not having it. He wants to overtake now the brakeman on the McLaren. And Marcella, almost trying the Coca-Cola curve. There's no place to overtake, my friend. And watch out, because Fidawi is also angry with Rampage, wanting a revenge. And it's almost like he wants exploding under the skin. And look at Marcella will try on turn 1 on Godfrey. Bermuda tries to go wide in case of a mistake. Marcella manages to overtake Godfrey, and a touch with Godfrey. Oh, and Marcella lost it. And another contact. And this time it's a speed by Marcella, who stopped on the track. He has to get it all the way back behind Prentice. Disaster for Marcella, who managed to save himself on Godfrey, but couldn't do anything when it was another contact with, I believe, Fidawi, or was that Mika? What an intense and incredible racing here. So Marcella has done what he has done the last few laps. You see now, it was the contact he did with El Fidawi. Fidawi really cannot find any pace. El Fidawi, I think, he did a rage quit. He's gone back to the pits, and so I think he is retired. That's too bad for El Fidawi, because in that case, I don't think he has done anything wrong. But so far, it's all to advantage of Bermuda, and also to Rashidov, who manages to climb up some position now, up to P8, still behind Amica. Still unable to fend off the defense of the Italian. But managing to recover some points so far. And watch out for Busby, because he's still showing a great pace on Donaldson. He's under a second distance between him and the American. And the Czech Republic driver on the Audi is really doing a great impression so far in race number 2. And he could try to aim for a victory if Donaldson is agree with him, of course. While Bermuda is now 1.2 seconds behind Hadley. And will recover, and I presume he will be able to overtake Hadley in a couple of laps stat. Back to Rashidov, meanwhile, who's still stuck behind the rear of D'Amica's Porsche. Still in 8th place. And he cannot do really that much, because if he wants to force an attack, then he will risk to put himself in a vulnerable position against Ola, who is right behind him. Let's see, on the outside of turn 11. He tries again. But Rashidov cannot find a space to get past D'Amico. We will try again, maybe here on the using the Mustang horsepower. what will happen again on turn 1. And the big table, a little bit of contact. No consequence so far. And so Rashidov continues to stay back at the Bika. Let's see, maybe turn 3, not quite. Rashidov stays behind. While Bermuda manages to overtake Hanley right in the Mercedes arena. And Bermuda is up into 4th place. Really great job so far by the South African. But now that's the difficult part for him because of course he has free track, but he will have to recover over 6 seconds on Postel and all the others to try have a shot at another podium spot. And meanwhile Postel still with the same level of pace on Donaldson. I thought Donaldson could have been the favorite, and it still is, but Pospisil not giving up. He knows he has a chance to try to taste those winning feelings. And the Czech Republic drivers racing with the R8 of the Come2U Racing colors is not one who lets go these opportunities. So Vasil Pospisil fighting for first place with Donaldson. It is not a small distance, 6 tenths of a second, but Prentice is showing that he can keep up with Donaldson and will try everything to stay with Donaldson. So we're here. Sorry, we now want to go on board with Pospisil. If we manage to get it, here it is. On board with Pospisil, I see following Donaldson in the battle for first place. Pospisil still 6 tenths of gap between himself and Donaldson. The pursuit still continues for the Czech Republic driver. Little Donaldson is being able to show a consistent race pace and a consistent clean driving, as you can see. Well, Rashidov had been a problem. He was behind the Godfrey now. He managed to retake the position. While Andrea Marcella is caught back on the group ahead of him after the contact with El Fidawi, who apparently is out, and And let's see now, Andrea Marcella on Ola. He will want to make a move as soon as possible for P9, the Porsche driver who won race 1 on with a dominating pace, with a commanding speed. Now it's a P10 after contact. Let's see if turn 1 will be the opportunity for Marcella to make a move on Ola. It seems a little bit far back. He tries different moves on the Lexus, different lines. But I think now is also quite who will hold the nerve. The move over turn 3. By happens with Dewey with a switchback on turn 4. He has a better exit. Let's see if he maintains the speed to make the move complete at turn 6. Not quite. A little bit of contact. All manages to stay on track and manages to keep the position on Ola. Oh, Marcella, sorry. And so Ola still in P9, but Marcella is not giving up. He wants to retry right back at the Dunlop curve, the hairpin. But Ola's really able to keep the line and really defend himself really well. Meanwhile, up ahead of Vermeulen, we did not see maybe a mistake by Petro Posto. So Vermeulen is up into the podium spot. P3 for the South Africa, leader of the championship. Is ahead of Posto. Now now it's a mission impossible for him to close on Donson Pospiti, who have like 12 seconds of gap. So it will be a fight for victory between Donaldson and Pospiti, with Pospiti still trying to take every opportunity he can get, using all the slipstream of Donaldson to his advantage. Meanwhile behind, is it about all the battles try to make opportunities for any move like mid-race by Rashidov needs to do so to avoid the risk of losing many points to Vermeulen this evening. Let's see, D'Amica will try on Handley. Turn 1. Using this side, he has a better exit, but we have now the outside. Handley manages to take that to his advantage and hold on D'Amica, who now risks to be overtaken by Rashidov, who takes on the outside of turn 3, but will get the inside from turn 4. A little bit of contact, a little bit of narrative. D'Amica is being forced off the racing line, and so Rashidov manages finally to overtake D'Amica and take 6th place. Great move by the Russian, who now has the eyesight, his next target, Handy for 5th place. Meanwhile, Drabasa is still stuck behind Ola, and Ola is still stuck behind Godfrey. Marcel with 2 wheels onto the gravel. Ola now trying a move on the Dunlop curve, Dunlop hairpin on Godfrey. But this trio is likely having to deal also with some damage, so they're not racing at the best conditions tonight for the last 13 minutes of the race. 13 and 12 seconds for now. But so far for Andrea Marcella has not been a positive race to, and it is the same scenario that he proved on last week out in Alton Park. Watch out, Ola now with the top speed of the Lexus, trying to take advantage on Godfrey to make a move before turn 14. He managed to do so. Andrea Marcella falling very shortly. And so in a matter of 2 seconds, both Ola and Marcella manages to pass Godfrey and to climb up to P8 and P9. Now we have to see if Marcella can also try and overtake Ola, because he now Ola doesn't have any more the slipstream of the McLaren on the brakeman. He tries on the switchback from the outside to the inside, but it slips a little bit, drifting from the with the rear tires in the exit turn 1. But it's a really aggressive Marcella now. He really wants to take the position on the Lexus driver, who also carrying some heavy damage on the bodywork of this RCF. Meanwhile, Rashidov manages to overtake also Handy, so Rashidov is up into 5th place to lose the least amount of points possible from an incredible Jari Vermeulen, who is recovering on Donaldson and Pospisil, but unless these two guys are heavily involved in a fight or in a contact, I don't think Vermeulen has any chance to really take the fight to them for the race lead. So we have to see which one between Donaldson and Pospisil will emerge victorious in race 2 at Nurburgring, 11 and 10 at the end of the 40 minutes of race time. And for now, Donaldson really able to keep up and hold the Pospisil, who has not yet tried an overtaking opportunity on Donaldson. Turn 1, not quite a moment for Pospisil, even though he has a slight advantage on the braking horsepower. Meanwhile, back here at Ola against Marcella. Not easy at all for the Italian, and Ola can count on the top speed and the progression of the engine by the Lexus. Marcella still doing everything he can, but it's not easy at this point. Ola going a little bit defensive in turn 2. Now the Mercedes Arena, turn 3 and turn 4, where manages to keep the car where Marcella cannot go, and so he holds up really well. And have a little straighter. And this is the part of the track where there's the least amount of overtaking opportunities. Maybe only one here at the down-up curve following shortly. But it's really like an hazard going there, and in fact Marcella decides to not risk the biscuit. But he got a little bit too aggressive on the curbs on the inside. He almost went oversteering. Marcella really pushing to try passing Ola for 8th place. While ahead we have Rashidov, who moved up into 4th place. So a really great driving also by Rashidov, while watch out for Vermeulen, because I thought he had no chance to catch on the 2 ahead of him, but from 12 seconds he went to 10 seconds. Now it could be 8 seconds, let's see, 8.3 seconds. So Vermeulen could still have a chance to reach Donaldson and Pospisil and take the fight to the victory to them. The question is, what will Donaldson and Pospisil do? Will they fight each other to try and avoid Vermeulen, or will they collaborate and make sure that Vermeulen arrives at the last moment possible? Because for what I can see, Jari Vermeulen is setting lap after lap after lap of pure speed. We can see now 154.4, 154.8, 154.5, 155.0, which is incredible. And in comparison, Donaldson did 156.2, 55.8, 56.1, 56.5, 55.9. It's not comparable at all. And Vermeulen now is 7.7 behind the Pospisil. It's pushing like a train on the firing rails, leaving marks on the track, trying all his best, giving everything on the track, on the tires, to reach Donaldson and Pospisil. It couldn't be possible, someone would have said, but what the pace of Vermeulen is showing on now. And it's now the new gap, 7.1. 7.1 is going like on rails. It's literally going on rails. Okay, while Donaldson and Pospisil Still following one shortly to each other. Bermuda now 7 seconds. One McLaren went off, don't know what it was. It's Popov, it is Mattiaghi, I believe it is Mattiaghi. And this could mean the end of the race for them. And Andrea Marcella back on the hot trail of Andrea Marcella. While D'Amica is also on the hot trail, and Marcella with a dive bomb turn 1. Can he squeeze past? Now Ola has the back direction speed. Marcella is the inside line to his advantage, a little bit of contact. And Marcella manages to get past Ola. He manages to complete overtake, P8 for Andrea Marcella. Let's see if there will be any position gains for him. And Ola is not happy at all about Marcella's behavior on the Mercedes arena. Now let's see up ahead. We have posted Hanze, D'Amica, all close to each other. We posted now holding for what is possible the fifth place ahead of the Britman in the McLaren and the Italian man on the Stuttgart machinery, the 92 GT3. And they also have to watch from back because Andrea Marcella, after overtaking Ola, already put 1 second over the next driver. It was certainly aim to reach them and catch them. The same can be applied also to the situation between Dawson and Pospisil and Vermeulen. 6 seconds now, the gap between Vermeulen and Pospisil. But the fear is that there are not enough laps and not enough gains to believe in the miracle. 80 laps completed. Dawson and Pospisil still following each other, and Vermeulen 5.9. If my maths are correct, there will be 3 laps left, and Vermeulen needs to gain 2 seconds per lap on them to try to be anywhere near an overtaking opportunity. Those are going wide, and Pospisil on turn 4 manages to complete the move and takes the race lead here in the Nurburgring. Versus Pospisil in the lead ahead of Donaldson, who went a little bit too deep on turn 3. And now Pospisil has taken the command. Can this be the evening when Versus Pospisil takes his first victory in a while? Look at Vermeulen 3.8 took advantage of Donaldson's mistake, and now he's gained even further on the pair that is fighting for the lead. But the question is, can Donaldson prepare a counter-attack on Pospisil, or has begun his downfall? Because he maybe pushed a little bit too hard on those tires. And the conditions are getting hotter and hotter as we progress during this race. Let's see. 5 times, half a second between Pospisil and Dawson. Vermeulen 3.1. Lap number 99 will be completed now by Pospisil. And Dawson is forced into the pits. What's happened to Dawson? He's forced into the pits once again. It is another drive-through situation. I thought it was maybe only one race, but that leads Vermeulen up into second place and Rashidov up into third place. What a twist, another one. Will Dawson still be able to ahead of Marcella, who managed to overtake also Andy? No, Marcella managed to salvage this somehow, and now he's up into fourth place while Donaldson is back also behind D'Amica, and contact the speed with D'Amica. And Donaldson continues for now. He will have to let D'Amica pass, I believe. Yes, it is. He will leave Godfrey to take the place on D'Amica, and that's going from bad to worst to Donaldson. It looks like the commentator Jix has hit once again, because I put my 2 dimes for race 2 victory on one between Donaldson and Elfidawi. And Elfidawi it's out of the race, and also now after a drive-through has fallen down the order, is now, I believe, would be P10. Yes, it is P10. And so it could be a historic day for Pospisil. He won several races in class, Taco Tuesday and other series in the silver category, in the upper tiers, but never on the overall. For what I remind, that is now only 1 minute and 10 remaining, is the final lap of the race. It is the final lap of the race, and Vazza Pospisil is getting closer and closer and closer to be giving a first hurrah for Czech Republic in Formula Racing League. Vermeulen is just 2.2 seconds behind him, has managed to recover big time of Pospisil, but it is not enough. It will not be enough. He needed like 2 more laps at least. But that, I believe, we end if there are not any more surprises from the crazy, busy, and incredible evening of action and spectacle from Assetto Corsa Competizione. Vazza Pospisil will be ready to celebrate under the checker flag in a couple of corners at 1.4. Now Pospisil can also hold the gap. Watch back from Vermeulen, avoiding any mistakes, driving smoothly. Just the security gap as Vermeulen coming closer, closer, closer. But time is running out for the South African, who will be happy now, I presume, with a second place and another podium in this evening. Who will manage to extend his gap in the championship standings. Vermeulen only 1 second, so Vermeulen managed to cuff the Pospisil, but will be the Czech Republic to stand on the top step of the podium here in Nurburgring. Vazza Pospisil takes checker flag and wins race 2. What a spectacular performance by the Audi driver, who wins with 1 second advantage over Jari Vermeulen. What a race this has been. Mir Ismail Rashidov manages to take a third place. Andrea Bassella salvages what could have been the final moment and ends up with a good 4th place. It is important in the standings. They will be Handy ahead of Ola by just 4 tenths. Then Boston is 7th. Handy won the race in the silver category. Then D'Amica, Donaldson in 9th. Godfrey in 10th. There will be Jack Prentice, Gordon Brown, 12th place. 3rd in the silver drivings. There will be Alan Sharp, Luke Riding, Harvey, Gilman, Lido, Wood, Hughes, JB already up the top 20 in the all-reliable Ferrari 488, still running strong. There will be Goudet, Coppitz overtaken, and Quirrell will be the last one to make the checker flag. And it has been, let me say, a fantastic evening of great action here. And just a reminder that Formula Racing League will continue next week at Zandvoort. So please do not miss for our races on Tuesday with the Taco Series, then Tuesday with the multi-class, and of course Sunday with the Super Sprint format. A reminder again to watch out for all our series. We'll have some off-season event coming up very shortly, so including the FRL Open 2, October 18th at Spa. So really do not miss it, because we do not stop ever. And I really hope you will enjoy our company. But it is over now, so the final standing with Pospisil coming into the pits as the winner. Vassal Possibly first, ahead of Jari Vermeulen and Miris Vairashidov runs up the podium. Della Dremesella will come up in fourth ahead of Hade, Ola, Posto, Daminka, Donson, and Godfrey, who closes the top 10 ahead of the rest of the pack. And I'm glad you all managed, for the few of you, to come here for today's event with the Super Sprint. And that's all for now. Thank you to joining me, and I'll see you next week. This is Andrea Mattavelli. Thank you and good night. Auf Wiedersehen.